Si Isabella Bella Navarro Montenegro ang tahimik na asawa ni Rafael Montenegro, CEO ng Montenegro Health Tech. Hindi alam ng publiko na si Bella ang lumikha ng unang konsepto ng Lunas Link. Nagmamay-ari ng pangunahing patent at kumokontrol sa Amara Horizon Impact Fund, ang pinakamalaking investor ng kumpanya. Sa loob ng maraming taon, hinayaan niyang si Rafael ang maging mukha ng tagumpay upang hindi nito maramdaman na nabubuhay siya sa anino ng asawa. Ngunit sa gabi ng Philippine Enterprise Leadership Awards, binura ni Rafael ang pangalan ni Bella sa programa at dinala ang kanyang mistress na si Sabrina sa entablado upang tanggapin ang award at ang kininang trabahong hindi naman ito ginawa. Pagdating ni Bella sa 5-star hotel sa Makati, napansin niya agad na may mali. Ang electronic guest list sa registration desk ay may pangalan niyang Isabella Navarro Montenegro. Ngunit ang designation sa tabi nito ay simpleng spouse of Rafael Montenegro. Wala roon ang dating nakalagay na Lunas Link Innovation Architect and Strategic Investment Partner. Inisip niyang baka clerical mistake lamang iyon. Hanggang ibigay sa kaniya ng usher ang printed program. Sa pahina para sa Healthcare Innovation Company of the Year, nakalista sina Rafael Montenegro bilang founder and CEO at Sabrina Velasco bilang Chief Brand Strategist and Project Visionary. Walang Bella. Walang Amara Horizon. Wala kahit isang banggit sa Navarro Biomedical Innovations na nagmamay-ari ng patent. Sa loob ng ilang segundo, nakatitig lamang siya sa makintab na papel habang sa paligid ay kumikislap ang camera flashes at dumadaan ang mga negosyanteng nakasuot ng mamahaling gown at tuxedo. Ma'am Bella. Mahinang tinawag siya ng isang babae mula sa gilid ng registration hall. Si Mika Torres iyon. Program Manager ng Lunas Link. Nakasuot ng emerald green formal dress, ngunit halatang kinakabahan. May kailangan po kayong makita. Dinala siya nito sa isang tahimik na hallway malapit sa service elevators at inilabas mula sa clutch bag ang isang lumang printout. Iyon ang original nomination file na ipinadala 3 buwan bago ang awards night. Sa unang pahina ay malinaw na nakasulat, Project Founder and Innovation Architect Isabella Navarro Montenegro. Sa ilalim nito ay ang technical history ng Lunas Link, ang mga pilot hospital sa Palawan at Eastern Samar, at ang investment commitment ng Amara Horizon Impact Fund. This was the version approved by the project team, sabi ni Mika. But last week, Sabrina's office sent a replacement. She removed your name and rewrote the origin story. Who authorized the change? Tanong ni Bella. The email came from Sir Rafael's executive account. Hindi agad siya nagalit. Mas masakit ang tahimik na pagkilala na hindi ito simpleng desisyon ni Sabrina. Kailangan ng approval ng CEO upang baguhin ang official nomination. Sa loob ng 8 taon, paulit-ulit na sinabi ni Rafael na darating ang tamang oras upang kilalanin ang ginawa niya. Noong halos wala ng pera ang Montenegro Health Tech, si Bella ang nagbenta ng bahagi ng personal niyang property upang pondohan ang unang field trial. Siya ang nakipag-usap sa mga doktor na naglalakbay ng 6 na oras sa bangka upang marating ang maliliit na komunidad. Siya ang nagdisenyo ng sistema matapos mamatay ang kaniyang ina sa sakit na maaaring maagapan kung may mabilis na access sa specialist. Ngunit tuwing may interview, pumapayag siyang si Rafael ang magsalita. The mission matters more than the credit. Lagi niyang sinasabi sa sarili. Ngayon, malinaw na ginagamit na ng asawa ang kaniyang katahimikan upang burahin siya. Natagpuan niya si Rafael sa private reception lounge kasama si Sabrina at CFO Dante Rosales. Suot ni Rafael ang midnight blue tuxedo na minsang pinili ni Bella para sa anniversary gala nila. Habang si Sabrina ay nasa silver gown na may manipis na crystal embroidery. Sa mesa sa harap nila ay may navy folder na may label na Project Aurora Final Subscription Package. Nang makita ni Rafael ang asawa, mabilis niyang isinara ang folder. Bella, you came? I was invited. I thought you might prefer to avoid the press. Why would I avoid the press? Tumingin siya sa programa. My name is gone. Nagpalitan ng mabilis na tingin sina Sabrina at Dante. The awards committee wanted a simpler narrative. Sabi ni Rafael, one CEO, one project spokesperson. The original nomination named me as innovation architect. Too many technical details weakened the story. So you replaced the person who built the project with the woman who joined after the pilot launch. Ngumiti si Sabrina na parang sinusubukang manatiling profesional. I did not replace anyone. I transformed Luna's Link from a prototype into a national platform. You managed branding after the hospital network was already operating. Sagot ni Bella. Branding created scale. Funding, patents, and hospital agreements created the platform you branded. This is exactly why Rafael did not want a confrontation tonight. Lumapit ang asawa kay Bella. Please. The company is receiving a major award. Do not turn this into a personal grievance. You remove my name from my own work. The award belongs to the company. Then why is Sabrina listed as project visionary? Hindi siya agad sumagot. Because she represents the company publicly now. Ang simpleng salitang now ang pinakamalinaw na sagot. Hindi lamang proyekto ang pinalitan. Pati ang posisyon ni Bella sa buhay ng asawa ay tahimik nang ipinasa sa ibang babae. Where is my seat? Tanong niya. Table 14? Sabi ni Sabrina. Behind the regional partners? I was originally assigned to the company table. We needed space for senior management and media guests. Paliwanag ni Rafael. You are my wife? Bella. You do not need a title at the table. Apparently, I do. Otherwise, anyone can take my seat. My work and my history, not tonight. Mariing sabi niya. Do not embarrass me in front of investors. Tinitigan siya ni Bella. You are worried I might embarrass you while you are taking your mistress on stage to receive my award. Nanigas ang mukha ni Rafael. Lower your voice. Is it false Sabrina and I are presenting a united leadership image? A united image. The board needs confidence before Project Aurora. Tumingin si Bella sa Navy folder. What exactly is Project Aurora? Sumagot si Dante bago pa makapagsalita ang CEO. An international expansion round. New capital? Regional partnerships and preferred shares. Has Amara Horizon approved the issuance? Mateo Lim is still reviewing the final structure. That is not approval. The fund has supported every growth round. Sabi ni Rafael, this will be no different. Then why is the subscription price below the last valuation? Napakunot ang noo ni Dante. How did you know that? Because I can read the summary page through the transparent folder cover. Mabilis niyang inilipat ang dokumento. Sa kabilang bahagi ng hotel, nakikipagtalo si Mateo Lim sa dalawang representatives ni Dante. Amara Horizon cannot consent without the beneficial ownership disclosure. Sabi niya, Velasco Meridian Ventures is presented as an independent strategic partner. But the ownership schedule is incomplete. The Gala is not the place for a technical objection. Sagot ng finance lawyer. Rafael expects signature tonight. Rafael is not authorized to speak for the fund. You have represented Amara Horizon for 6 years. I represent the fund. I do not own it. Hindi alam ng mga taong nasa paligid kung sino ang may final signature. Sa paningin ni Rafael, si Mateo ang pinakamataas na authority ng fund. Ngunit sa phone ni Mateo ay may isang maikling mensahe mula kay Bella, do not sign Project Aurora. Preserve every draft and ownership schedule sa backstage verification room. Binuksan ni Dr. Elena Villanueva ang certified envelope na ipinadala ni Attorney Celina Navarro Santos. Nasa loob ang investment agreement, share registry, patent certificate at written consent ni Bella na maaaring ilabas ng Awards Council ang kaniyang role sa publiko. May kasama ring comparison ng dalawang nomination files. The replacement was materially false. Sabi ng legal advisor ng Awards Council, it attributes founding work to Ms. Velasco and removes the patent owner. Can we correct it before the company receives the award? Tanong ng producer. If we stop the program now, Rafael may withdraw the company and claim administrative confusion. Tumingin si Elena sa stage schedule. Let him complete the false introduction. Then, we correct the official record before the recipients leave the stage. That will create a scandal. The scandal was created when they submitted a false history. Samantala, nakita ni Mika si Sabrina sa dressing room na nag-iensayo ng acceptance speech. Sa kamay nito ay isang card na may linyang I created Luna's link after witnessing a woman on a remote island lose her life because no specialist could reach her. Napatigil si Mika. Ang kuwentong iyon ay tungkol sa ina ni Bella. Hindi kailanman nakapunta si Sabrina sa isla kung saan nagsimula ang proyekto. Ma'am Sabrina, maingat niyang sabi. That personal story belongs to Ma'am Bella. Hindi man lang lumingon si Sabrina. It belongs to the company narrative. Her mother died. The audience needs an emotional origin. But it did not happen to you. Mika, do you enjoy working here? Tumahimik ang babae. Then learn the difference between internal history and public storytelling. Bumalik si Mika kay Bella at ibinigay ang kopya ng speech. Nang mabasa niya ang kwento tungkol sa kanyang ina na isinulat sa unang panauhan para kay Sabrina. Doon siya unang nakaramdam ng galit na mas malakas kaysa sakit. Hindi na lamang pangalan niya ang kinukuha nila. Kinukuha nila ang pagkawala ng kanyang pamilya at ginagamit iyon upang gawing kapani-paniwala ang isang babaeng walang bahagi sa pinagmula ng proyekto. I can show this to the press. Sabi ni Mika. Not yet. Sagot ni Bella. You could lose your job before the evidence is protected. But they are about to lie on stage. Then let them lie where the microphones, cameras, and witnesses can record every word. Makalipas ang ilang minuto, nagsimula ang pangunahing bahagi ng gala. Ang ballroom ay napuno ng mahigit 500 bisita, mga CEO, diplomats, social entrepreneur, hospital directors at reporters. Nakaupo si Bella sa table 14. Halos nakatago sa likod ng malaking floral centerpiece. Sa harap. Kasama ni Rafael sa company table si Sabrina. Hindi man lang siya lumingon upang hanapin ang asawa. Sa ilalim ng mesa, natanggap ni Bella ang mensahe ni Attorney Selena. Ownership confirmation received by the Awards Council. Patent record verified. Special recognition approved. Sumunod ang mensahe ni Mateo, Project Aurora signature withheld. Dante is pressuring the finance committee. Sumagot si Bella, preserve everything. Do not reveal my role until the council announcement. Nang tawagin ng Montenegro Health Tech, tumayo si Rafael sa malakas na palakpakan. Umakyat siya sa stage at tinanggap ang company trophy mula kay Dr. Elena. Sa malaking screen ay lumabas ang promotional video ng Luna's Link, mga batang pasyente sa isla. Mga nurse na may tablets at mga doktor sa Manila na nagsasagawa ng remote consultation. Halos lahat ng footage ay mula sa pilot project na pinangunahan ni Bella. Ngunit nang matapos ang video, sinabi ng host, to join Mr. Montenegro in accepting the award. Please welcome the project visionary and chief brand strategist, Miss Sabrina Velasco. Tumayo si Sabrina sa gitna ng camera flashes. Sa pagdaan niya sa tabi ni Bella, bahagya siyang yumuko at bumulong. Some women build quietly. Others are born for the stage. Hindi sumagot si Bella. Pinanood lamang niya itong umakyat at humawak sa braso ng kaniyang asawa. Inilagay ni Rafael ang kamay sa likod ni Sabrina na tila natural iyon sa kanya. Pagkatapos ay nagsalita siya sa microphone. When Luna's Link was only a fragile idea, one woman understood how to turn it into a movement. She stood beside me through every crisis, every rejection, and every sleepless night. Sa table 14, mahigpit na hinawakan ni Mika ang napkin. Alam niyang ang tinutukoy na mga gabing walang tulog ay mga gabing kasama ni Bella ang engineering team. Ang mga rejection letters ay nakapangalan kay Bella. Ang unang hospital contract ay pirmado nito. Ngunit patuloy si Rafael. Tonight, I want the world to meet the woman whose vision made Luna's Link possible. Sabrina Velasco. Pumalakpak ang ballroom. Tinanggap ni Sabrina ang cup at lumapit sa microphone. I sacrificed everything to build this company. Sabi niya. Luna's Link began because I saw how families in remote communities suffered without access to doctors. Sa likod niya ay larawan ng maliit na isla kung saan namatay ang ina ni Bella. I promised myself that no daughter should lose her mother simply because help was too far away. Doon napatingin si Rafael sa table 14. Sa unang pagkakataon ng gabing iyon, nakita niya ang mukha ng kanyang asawa. Hindi umiiyak si Bella. Hindi rin siya galit na nakatingin. Ang ekspresyon niya ay mas nakakatakot malinaw. Tahimik at tapos ng umasa. Eksaktong 1 minuto, matapos simula ni Sabrina ang speech. Lumapit ang stage producer sa host at iniabot ang sealed envelope mula sa Awards Council. Nagbulungan sina Dr. Elena at ang legal advisor. Huminto ang background music before our recipients leave the stage. Sabi ng host, the Philippine Enterprise Leadership Awards Council has a correction to the official record and a special announcement. Nawala ang ngiti ni Sabrina. Nagbago ang malaking screen mula sa company logo patungo sa isang certified investment profile. Sa unang slide ay lumitaw ang pangalan. Amara, Horizon Impact Fund. Sa ibaba nito, largest single investor, 39% voting rights. Napalingon si Rafael kay Dante. What is this? Nagpatuloy ang host. The council has verified that the original innovation architect of Luna's Link, the controlling investor behind Amara Horizon, and the owner of the platform's core biomedical patent is present in this ballroom tonight. Huminto ang lahat ng kamera sa stage at pagkatapos ay sabay-sabay na lumingon patungo sa table 14. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize Mrs. Isabela Navarro Montenegro. Dahan-dahang tumayo si Bella. Sa stage, mahigpit pa ring hawak ni Sabrina ang cup na nakuha niya sa pamamagitan ng kwento ng ibang babae. Ngunit sa malaking screen sa likod niya, lumitaw ang pirma ng tunay na taong may kapangyarihang pondohan. Protektahan o ihinto ang buong kumpanya. Sa loob ng ilang segundo, walang gumalaw sa ballroom. Nakatayo si Bella sa table 14 habang nakatutok sa kaniya ang mga kamera na kanina lamang ay nakasentro kina Rafael at Sabrina. Sa malaking screen ay malinaw na nakasulat ang kaniyang pangalan sa ilalim ng Amara Horizon Impact Fund. Kasunod ang linyang largest single investor, 39% voting rights. Nasa stage pa rin si Sabrina. Mahigpit ang kapit sa trophy na para bang kapag binitiwan niya iyon ay mawawala rin ang kuwentong katatapos lamang niyang angkinin. Si Rafael naman ay nakatingin sa screen. Pagkatapos kay Bella, na tila naghahanap ng paliwanag na hindi makasisira sa imaheng itinayo niya sa harap ng 500 bisita. There must be a mistake. Bulong niya kay Dr. Elena Villanueva. No mistake. Sagot ng Awards Council Chair. The ownership records, investment agreements and patent registrations were independently verified this afternoon. Nagpatuloy ang host. Mrs. Isabela Navarro Montenegro is the founder and controlling investment chair of Amara Horizon Impact Fund through Navarro Legacy Trust. She exercises final authority over the fund's 39% voting interest in Montenegro Health Tech Corporation. Sa screen ay lumitaw ang Certified Share Registry. Ngunit tanging mga impormasyong pinahintulutang ilabas ni Bella ang ipinakita. The Council has also verified that the core medical synchronization patent used by Luna's Link is owned by Navarro Biomedical Innovations, a company controlled by Mrs. Navarro Montenegro and licensed conditionally to Montenegro Health Tech. Nagkaroon ng mahinang bulungan mula sa mga hospital directors. Alam nilang kung mawawala ang patent license. Hindi basta-basta may pagpapatuloy ng kumpanya ang platform. Dahan-dahang lumakad si Bella patungo sa stage. Hindi siya nagmamadali at hindi rin siya lumingon sa mga taong nagbubulungan. Nang madaanan niya si Mateo Lim. Bahagya itong yumuko bilang pagkilala sa tunay na investment authority. Si Mika naman ay tumayo mula sa table 14. Hawak ang original nomination file laban sa dibdib. Sa hagdan ng stage, inalok ni Rafael ang kamay niya. Hindi iyon tinanggap ni Bella. Umakyat siya ng mag-isa at tumayo sa pagitan ni Dr. Elena at ng host. Si Sabrina ay nasa kabilang panig. Hawak pa rin ang company trophy at pilit na nakangiti sa mga kamera. Mrs. Navarro Montenegro, sabi ng host, the Awards Council is presenting you with a special recognition for Impact Investor and Innovation Architect of the Year. Inilabas ng isang assistant ang hiwalay na glass award. Hindi ito kapalit ng company trophy. Ito ay pagkilala sa nagdisenyo, nagpondo at nagprotekta sa orihinal na layunin ng proyekto. Nang iabot iyon ni Dr. Elena kay Bella, sinabi nito ng mahina, we should have verified the replacement nomination sooner. I apologize. Correct the record. Sagot ni Bella. That matters more than an apology. Hinarap ng host si Sabrina. Miss Velasco, the council has questions regarding the origin story included in your acceptance speech. Bahagyang napaatras siya. The speech was prepared by the company communications team. You spoke in the first person. Sabi ni Dr. Elena, you said you lost your mother because medical help could not reach an island community. It was symbolic storytelling. Mula sa gilid ng stage, umakyat si Mika matapos siyang senyasan ng council secretary. Iniabot niya ang original project file at dalawang bersyon ng speech. The story belongs to Ma'am Bella. Sabi niya. Her mother died before Luna's Link was created. Miss Sabrina's office copied the account from our project archive. Namutla si Sabrina. Mika, you are violating company confidentiality. The Awards Council requested the original nomination. Sagot ni Dr. Elena. She is responding to a formal verification request. Binuksan ng host ang file. Sa unang nomination ay nakalista si Bella bilang Innovation Architect, Patent Owner at Strategic Investor. Sa revised version, pinalitan ang kanyang pangalan ng kay Sabrina at binago ang mga pronouns sa personal history. Ang metadata ng document ay nagpapakitang ginawa ang revisions mula sa Executive Communications account ni Sabrina at inaprubahan mula sa CEO office ni Rafael. This was not a formatting change. Sabi ni Elena, it materially altered authorship. Napalingon si Bella sa asawa. Did you approve it? Tanong niya. Hindi na niya kailangang itaas ang boses. Nakabukas pa rin ang stage microphones. I approved a simplified nomination. Sagot ni Rafael. I did not review every biographical line. You approve removing my name? The company needed one public spokesperson. Then why did that spokesperson need my mother's death to sound credible? I did not know Sabrina would use that story. But you knew she would receive recognition for work she did not create. Hindi agad siya nakasagot. Ang katahimikan niya ang naging sagot sa buong ballroom. Sinubukan ni Sabrina na ibalik ang usapan sa company award. Luna's Link grew because of execution, branding, and market strategy. Innovation is not only about who had the first idea. Correct. Sabi ni Bella. That is why hundreds of engineers, nurses and program staff deserve recognition. But you did not thank them. You said you created the project because of an experience that never happened to you. I helped make it successful. Then claim what you actually did. Do not steal what you did not. Hindi kinuha ni Bella ang company trophy mula sa mga kamay niya. Sa halip, lumapit siya sa microphone. The Healthcare Innovation Company of the Year Award belongs to the organization and to the teams who built Luna's Link. I am not asking the council to take it away because two executives submitted a dishonest history. Napatingin sa kanya ang mga empleyadong nasa likod ng ballroom. But the official record must identify the real contributors, including the engineers, field nurses, public hospital partners and community coordinators whose names were removed to make the story more convenient. Nagpalakpakan ng ilang hospital representatives. Hindi sumabay si Rafael. Nakatingin lamang siya sa investment slide. Tila hindi pa rin matanggap na ang tahimik na asawang inilipat niya sa likurang mesa ang may hawak ng pinakamalaking voting block sa kaniyang kumpanya. Nang humina ang palakpakan, lumapit siya kay Bella at bumulong. We need to talk privately. You had years to speak privately. Not here. You chose here when you put Sabrina on stage. Sa VIP Aisle, mabilis na kinausap ni Dante si Mateo. We need to complete Project Aurora before this becomes a governance issue. It is already a governance issue. Sagot ni Mateo. Amara Horizon does not consent. You cannot withdraw based on a public misunderstanding. There is no approved transaction to withdraw from. Rafael has authority to issue the shares. Not without protective investor consent, related party clearance, and patent license approval. The board can override? Read Section 8. 4 of the investment agreement. Hindi na kailangang sabihin ni Mateo na si Bella ang may final authority. Nasa screen na ang sagot. Habang nasa stage pa ang lahat. Natanggap ni Bella ang encrypted message ni Attorney Selena Dante has attempted to circulate an emergency written consent for Project Aurora. Velasco Meridian beneficial ownership remains undisclosed. Recommend immediate investor hold. Kinuha ni Bella ang phone at pinindot ang prepared authorization. Isang formal notice ang agad na ipinadala sa board secretary, corporate counsel at securities compliance officer. Amara Horizon Impact Fund withholds consent to Project Aurora pending independent review of valuation. Related party ownership and patent transfer provisions. Ilang segundo lamang ang lumipas bago nag-vibrate ang phone ni Dante. Binasa niya ang notice at napamura ng mahina. What did you do? Tanong ni Rafael kay Bella. I protected the company from issuing discounted shares to an undisclosed related party. You froze Aurora. The fund withheld consent. That is its contractual right. You cannot make a decision this large because of what happened on stage. The decision is based on incomplete ownership disclosures, undervalued shares, and an attempted patent transfer. What happened on stage only showed why independent review is necessary. Project Aurora is essential for regional expansion. Sabi ni Rafael. According to whose analysis Dante's finance team, the same team that refused to disclose who owns Velasco Meridian, there is no proven conflict. Then provide the beneficial ownership schedule. Napalingon siya kay Dante. Give it to her. Hindi kumilos ang CFO. The documents are still being finalized. You told me due diligence was complete. Sabi ni Rafael. Substantially complete. That is not the same thing. Unang beses ng gabing iyon na lumitaw sa mukha ni Rafael ang tunay na takot hindi dahil sa asawa, kundi dahil unti-unti niyang nauunawaan na pumirma siya sa isang transaksiyong hindi niya lubos na sinuri. Namagitan si Dr. Elena upang tapusin ang official program. Ipinahayag niyang re-rebisahin ng Awards Council ang permanent record. digital archive, at press materials. Ang company award ay mananatili sa Montenegro Health Tech. Ngunit ang acceptance citation ay babaguhin upang kilalanin ang orihinal na Lunas Link Development Team at Investment Architecture. Ang bahagi ng speech ni Sabrina na gumamit sa personal na kwento ni Bella ay aalisin sa official recording. Awards do not create history, sabi ni Elena. They are responsible for reflecting it accurately. Nang matapos ang programa, sumabog ang ballroom sa bulungan at interview requests. Sinubukan ng communications team na ilayo si Rafael at Sabrina sa reporters. Ngunit hinarang sila ng tanong mula sa isang business journalist. Mr. Montenegro, did you know your wife controlled the company's largest investor? Amara Horizon has always supported the company? Maingat niyang sagot. That was not the question. The fund's internal structure is not part of daily management. Did you know Mrs. Navarro Montenegro owned the Lunas Link patent? The company has a valid license. Did you approve removing her name from the nomination? Hindi na siya sumagot. Pinutol ng corporate lawyer ang interview at inihatid siya sa backstage conference room. Doon tuluyang nawala ang ngiti ni Sabrina. You planned this, sabi niya kay Bella. You let us go on stage knowing they would announce you. I learned this afternoon that the council completed verification. You wanted to humiliate me. You submitted a false nomination and used my mother's death in your speech. You did not need my help to humiliate yourself. You hid behind a trust so everyone would underestimate you. No. I used professional representatives so the company could be governed without my marriage controlling every decision. You made Rafael look like a fool. He chose the speech, the stage, and the person beside him. Rafael closed the door. Enough. Bella? Why did you never tell me you were the controlling investor? I did. You said your family fund participated. The investment documents identify Navarro Legacy Trust and disclose my role. Mateo attended the meetings. Because I appointed him. You allowed me to believe he had final authority. You preferred believing that. It made the money feel less connected to your wife. That is unfair. Is it? You were terrified the public might think your company survived because I funded it. So you removed my name from the project and replaced me with someone who made you feel like the only important person in the room. I built Montenegro Health Tech. Sabi niya. Yes. And I never denied your work. You denied mine. I was protecting the brand. From what? The truth that your wife was capable? Hindi siya nakasagot. Sa tabi niya, si Sabrina ay tahimik nang nakikinig. Marahil dahil napagtanto niyang ang pag-aaway ng mag-asawa ay mas mapanganib kaysa anumang public statement. Pumasok si Mateo kasama si Attorney Selena. Inilapag ng abogado ang investment agreement at patent license sa mesa. Effective immediately. Amara Horizon has requested an independent review of Project Aurora. Sabi niya, no new shares may be issued. No related party subscription may proceed and no Lunas Link intellectual property may be transferred pending review. This is hostile interference? Sabi ni Dante. This is enforcement of negotiated rights. Sagot ni Selena. Rights your finance office acknowledged in every funding round. Who exactly owns Velasco Meridian? Tanong ni Bella. An investment consortium. Sabi ni Dante. Name is. The final schedule is confidential. Not from the largest investor in a related party transaction. Tahimik siyang tiningnan ni Selena. If the schedule is not delivered by midnight, the fund will issue a formal default notice. Napalingon si Sabrina kay Dante. Ang mabilis na pag-aalala sa kanilang mga mukha ay hindi nakaligtas kay Bella. Bago siya umalis sa silid, lumapit si Rafael. Do not suspend the patent license. I have not. You could destroy the company. The license remains valid as long as the company follows its conditions. And if the board investigates me, that is a governance matter. You are my wife. You remembered that only after learning how many votes I control? Hinawakan niya ang kamay nito at marahang inalis sa kanyang braso. You removed my name from the stage. Sabi ni Bella, you forgot, my signature was still protecting the company. Sa labas ng conference room, hawak ni Mika ang original nomination habang hinihintay ang legal team na kunin ito bilang evidence. Sa kabilang dulo ng hallway, nagmamadaling tumawag si Dante sa isang taong nakasave sa phone bilang N. Velasco? Hindi pa alam ni Rafael na ang babaeng isinama niya sa stage ay may sariling plano para sa company award. Project Aurora at sa upuang kinauupuan niya bilang CEO. Ngunit nagsimula nang mabuksan ang mga dokumentong matagal nilang itinago. At sa pagkakataong iyon, hindi na lamang pangalan ni Bella ang babalik sa official record. Pati ang tunay na layunin ng mga taong nagtangkang burahin siya ay malapit nang lumitaw. Bandang 11:00 ng gabi, habang unti-unting nililinis ng hotel staff ang ballroom at inuuwi ng mga bisita ang balitang sumabog sa entablado. Nagsimula ang unang closed-door review ng Project Aurora sa private board salon ng hotel. Hindi na iyon simpleng usapan tungkol sa award o pagtataksil sa pagitan ng mag-asawa. Nasa mesa ang tatlong bagay na maaaring magbago sa kinabukasan ng Montenegro Health Tech ang proposed share issuance. Ang beneficial ownership structure ng Velasco Meridian Ventures at ang draft agreement na maglilipat ng bahagi ng Lunas Link Technology sa isang bagong regional entity. Dumalo sina Bella, Attorney Selena, Mateo Lam, dalawang independent directors, Rafael, Dante at External Securities Counsel. Si Sabrina ay hindi opisyal na miyembro ng Finance Committee. Ngunit iginiit ni Rafael na manatili siya bilang project sponsor. She has been involved in Aurora from the beginning. Sabi niya, that is exactly why her interest must be examined. Sagot ni Selena. Binuksan ni Mateo ang unang financial model. Ayon sa proposal, maglalabas ang Montenegro Health Tech ng bagong preferred shares sa presyong 38% mas mababa sa valuation ng huling funding round. Ang shares ay ibebenta halos lahat sa Velasco Meridian Ventures dahil may enhanced voting conversion ang preferred stock. Maaari nitong ibaba ang voting power ng Amara Horizon mula 39% tungo sa halos 24% sa loob lamang ng isang taon. This is not a normal capital raise. Sabi ni Mateo, it is a controlled transaction disguised as expansion funding. The discount compensates the investor for regional risk. Depensa ni Dunch. Then why is the investor receiving board appointment rights, patent sublicensing rights, and a guaranteed redemption premium? Tanong ni Bella. Those are standard protections. Not when the company providing the capital is connected to an executive who sponsored the transaction. Ipinakita ni Selena ang corporate records na nakuha mula sa Securities Registry. Ang Velasco Meridian Ventures ay may 3 layer ng ownership. Sa public filing, isang investment company sa Singapore ang may pinakamalaking share. Sa ilalim nito ay 2 Philippine holding companies na parehong may nominee directors. Ngunit sa private banking certification na isinumite para sa subscription, nakalista si Nicolas Nico Velasco, nakababatang kapatid ni Sabrina. Bilang, ultimate beneficial participant, may side letter din na nagbibigay kay Sabrina ng karapatang tumanggap ng equity options kapag nakumpleto ang regional rollout. You told the board there was no family interest. Sabi ni Rafael. Nakatingin kay Sabrina. I said I had no direct ownership. Your brother owns the investor. He invested through a consortium and you receive options after closing. Performance options. I helped create the regional strategy. Did you disclose any of this to the board? Tanong ng independent director na si Arturo Garcia. Hindi sumagot si Sabrina. Sa halip, tumingin siya kay Dante. The finance office handled disclosures. The disclosure memo says Velasco Meridian is independent of all officers and directors. Sabi ni Mateo. That statement is false. The legal structure separates Sabrina from her brother's vehicle. Sabi ni Dante. Economic benefit is what matters in a related party review. Sagot ni Selena. You cannot hide conflict behind nominees and then call it independence. Sumunod nilang binuksan ang draft Lunas Link Regional Technology Agreement. Ayon dito, ang Montenegro Health Tech ay magbibigay sa bagong regional entity ng malawak na karapatang gamitin. Baguhin at sublicense ang core platform. Sa unang tingin, mukhang lisensiya lamang iyon para sa international expansion. Ngunit sa Section 14, may clause na nagsasabing lahat ng regional improvements and derivative systems ay automatikong pag-aari ng joint venture na kontrolado ng Velasco Meridian. Sa loob ng 3 taon, maaaring ilipat sa bagong entity ang karamihan ng engineers, hospital data integrations at future product development. The company would pay to build technology it would no longer fully own. Sabi ni Bella. And Velasco Meridian would control the new patents. That is how joint ventures work. Sagot ni Dante. Not with a platform licensed under restricted public health conditions. Sabi niya. Inilabas ni Selena ang original patent license mula sa Navarro Biomedical Innovations. May malinaw na kondisyon doon hindi maaaring ilipat. Sublicense o baguhin ang core medical synchronization technology nang walang written consent ng patent owner. Hindi rin maaaring gamitin ang platform upang ibenta ang patient data o singilin ang public hospitals nang lampas sa approved affordability schedule. Kapag nilabag ang mga iyon, maaaring pansamantalang suspindihin ang license habang hinihintay ang review. Project Aurora assumes transfer rights the company does not possess. Sabi ni Selena, if signed, it could place Montenegro Health Tech in immediate default. Napatingin si Rafael kay Dante. You said patent approval was administrative. We expected Amara Horizon and Navarro Biomedical to support expansion. Expected ulit ni Bella. You prepared a multi-billion peso transaction based on the hope that the owner would sign after everything had already been announced. Because you always supported the company. Sabi ni Rafael sa Asawa. I supported the mission. Not every document carrying your signature. You are using this to punish me for the award. Project Aurora was drafted before tonight. The undisclosed conflict, undervalued shares and unauthorized patent transfer existed before you put Sabrina on stage. If you had disclosed your control earlier, the structure would have been different. My control was disclosed in the investment agreement you signed. Not to me personally. You were the CEO. The company's legal knowledge is your responsibility. You let Mateo speak for you. Because governance should not depend on whether the CEO is married to the investor. Huminga ng malalim si Rafael. Ngunit hindi nawala ang galit. You wanted me to fail without you. Napatingin ang mga independent directors sa kanya. I saved the company when it was failing. Sagot ni Bella. I never asked to run it. I gave you room to lead. And kept the power to remove me. The investment agreement protects the company from any CEO, including you, who approves conflicted transactions. You made me believe I was building something of my own. You did build something, but you were never the only one building it. Habang nagtatalo sila, nagsimulang suriin ng forensic accountant ang advisory fees na nakapaloob sa Aurora budget. May halos 70 milyong piso para sa regional structuring and strategic transition. Ang tatanggap ay Rosales Strategic Advisory. Isang kumpanya na pag-aari ng kapatid ni Dante ngunit gumagamit ng office address na kapareho ng private family foundation niya. May hiwalay ding success fee na babayaran lamang kapag bumaba ang voting share ng Amara Horizon sa ilalim ng 25%. Why would a finance advisor receive a bonus for diluting one specific investor, tanong ng auditor? Because the transaction required consolidating new control. Sagot ni Dante. You mean weakening the only shareholder with veto rights? Sabi ni Mateo. Sa ibang bahaging hotel, hinaharap ni Mika ang sariling takot. Matapos ang awards program, nakatanggap siya ng email mula sa HR director na nag-uutos na huwag siyang pumasok sa opisina habang iniimbestigahan ang unauthorized release of confidential nomination files. Hindi pa siya formal na sinisante. Ngunit malinaw ang mensahe. Tinawagan niya si Bella. Ma'am, I am sorry. Maybe I should not have gone on stage. You responded to an official request? Sagot ni Bella. Do not delete any email. Forward the suspension notice to Attorney Selena. They will say I betrayed the company. The company is not Sabrina's speech. Protecting a false record is not loyalty. Agad na nagpadala ang legal team ng anti-retaliation notice sa HR at board. Sa unang pagkakataon, naging malinaw sa independent directors na ginagamit ng executive team ang employment power upang patahimikin ang taong may hawak ng original documents. Makalipas ang 1 oras, dumating ang unang report mula sa digital forensics team. Ang replacement nomination file ay inedit sa communications office ni Sabrina. Ngunit ang approval email ay hindi lamang galing sa account ni Rafael. May attached instruction mula kay Dante na nagsasabing, align public narrative with Aurora leadership structure. Bella's role should remain private until dilution is complete. Napatitig si Rafael sa screen. You knew they were removing her because of the share issuance, tanong niya sa CFO. It was a branding decision. You linked it to dilution? We needed consistent market messaging? Investors would hesitate if they believed the largest shareholder was personally tied to the CEO's wife. So you erased her before weakening her votes. The company needed institutional independence. By transferring control to Sabrina's brother, hindi na sumagot si Dante. Sa halip, humiling siya ng sariling counsel at tumangging magbigay pa ng oral explanation. Agad siyang inalis ng independent directors sa access sa deal room at treasury systems habang nagpapatuloy ang review. Hindi pa iyon formal suspension. Ngunit hindi na siya maaaring mag-authorize ng anumang payment o document change. Si Sabrina naman ay nagsimulang magpadala ng messages sa kaniyang assistant. Napansin ni Selena na pilit niyang binubura ang ilang thread sa phone. Preserve that device. Sabi ng abogado. You have no right to seize my personal phone. The board has the right to preserve communications involving a corporate transaction you sponsored. You may refuse voluntary surrender. But the company will immediately seek an order. Galit niyang inilapag ang phone sa mesa. Sa mirrored corporate backup, nakuha ang buong chat ni na Sabrina at Dante. Dito unang lumitaw na ang kanilang plano ay hindi nagtatapos sa dilution ng Amara Horizon. Sa isang mensahe 6 na linggo bago ang gala, isinulat ni Sabrina Rafael, needs a public win before Aurora. Put me beside him so he signs everything without feeling controlled by Bella. Sumagot si Dante. Once the deal closes, ethics review becomes easier. Their marriage and your role create the conflict. May isa pang mensahe. If he resists the transition, use the award footage. The board will see he favored his mistress over the true investor and project founder. Ang bawat linya ay nagpapakitang pinlano nilang gamitin ang sariling kayabangan at pagtataksil ni Rafael bilang sandata laban sa kaniya. Hindi pa ipinakita ni Selena ang lahat ng messages. Gusto niyang matapos muna ang authentication. Ngunit sapat na ang nakita upang magpatawag ang independent directors ng emergency board session para sa susunod na umaga. Pansamantalang ipinagbawal ang Project Aurora. Lahat ng communication sa Velasco Meridian at anumang pagbabago sa Lunas Link license. Inutusan din ang external auditor na suriin ang nakaraang 2 taon ng payments kay Dante, Sabrina at kaugnay na companies. No one is being declared guilty tonight, sabi ni Arturo. But no one involved in this transaction will retain unilateral control while evidence is being preserved. Paglabas ng iba, naiwan sina Bella at Rafael sa tahimik na board salon. Sa labas ng bintana, kumikislap ang Makati skyline. You could have told me before freezing Aurora, sabi niya. Mateo requested disclosures repeatedly. I mean personally, you did not consult me before approving the shares. Because I believe this was a normal expansion. You believed Dante and Sabrina without reading the protections in your own funding agreement. You always make me sound incompetent. No, I am describing the decisions you made. You want the board to think I cannot lead. Your leadership is being judged by the board, not by my marriage. Lumapit siya. Do you know what tonight has done to me? The press thinks my wife secretly owns my company. I do not own your company. The fund owns 39%. You and other shareholders own the rest. That distinction will not matter publicly. It mattered to you when you wanted my capital but not my name. I wanted to prove I could succeed without living under the Navarro family. Then why did you accept every funding round because the company needed it? And I accepted remaining invisible because I thought our marriage needed it. We both made choices. The difference is that I never claimed your work as mine. Bago siya makasagot, pumasok si Selena, dalang authenticated chat transcript. The forensic team completed the first verification batch. Sabi niya, there is one message the board must see tonight. Inilagay niya ang tablet sa mesa. Sa screen ay ang conversation ni Sabrina at Dante. May timestamp na 3 araw bago ang gala. Sabrina, after Rafael gives me the award, we use the ethics clause and remove him. Dante, he must first approve Aurora and publicly establish the conflict. Sabrina, he will. He wants the world to see me beside him more than he wants to read what he signs. Nawala ang kulay sa mukha ni Rafael. Binasa niya muli ang mensahe, na para bang sa ikalawang pagkakataon ay maaaring magbago ang mga salita. Hindi nagbago. Ang babaeng dinala niya sa entablado upang palitan ng asawa ay hindi lamang gustong kunin ang pangalan ni Bella. Gusto rin itong kunin ang kumpanya mula sa lalaking nagbigay sa kaniya ng mikropono. Hindi agad nakapagsalita si Rafael matapos basahin ang mensahe ni Sabrina at Dante. Ilang oras lamang ang nakalipas. Buong pagmamalaki niyang ipinakilala si Sabrina bilang babaeng nasa likod ng tagumpay ng Lunas Link. Ngayon, hawak niya ang tablet na nagpapatunay na ang mismong eksenang iyon ay bahagi ng planong alisin siya sa kumpanyang pinamunuan niya. This cannot be complete. Sabi niya, there must be context. The full thread has been preserved. Sagot ni Attorney Selena. The messages before and after it discussed Project Aurora, the ethics clause and the timing of your public appearance with Sabrina. Muling binasa ni Rafael ang linyang, he wants the world to see me beside him more than he wants to read what he signs. Sa pagkakataong iyon, hindi na lamang pagtataksil ni Sabrina ang nakita niya. Nakita niya rin ang sarili niyang kahinaan, ang pangangailangang hangaan. Makita at patunayang hindi siya nakatayo sa likod ng pangalan ng kanyang asawa. Ipinatawag si Sabrina pabalik sa board salon. Hindi na siya nakasuot ng confident smile mula sa stage. Hawak niya ang sariling mga braso habang nakatingin sa tablet na inilagay ni Selena sa mesa. Did you write this, tanong ni Rafael? It was frustration. Dante kept pushing a transition plan. You said you would use the ethics clause to remove me. Only if Aurora failed because of your conflict with Bella. You created the conflict. No, Rafael. You created it the moment you decided your wife should sit at the back while I receive her award. You encouraged me. I knew what you wanted. You used me. And you used Bella for years. Napahigpit ang panga niya. Do not compare what I did to what you planned. Why not? You erased your wife because her success made you insecure. I simply understood that an insecure man can be guided. Lumapit si Rafael sa kanya. Was any of it real? Which part us? Sandaling natahimik si Sabrina. I cared about you. That is not an answer. You made me visible. You listened when I spoke. You gave me access no one else had. And once you had the access, I wanted more. So I was only a signature. At first? No. But the more power you gave me, the clearer it became that you did not actually understand the company's financial structure. You understood cameras, interviews, and applause. Dante understood how to move the control, and Bella understood everything else. Mapait niyang sabi. That is why you were afraid of her. Sagot ni Sabrina. You did not want a wife who could question you. You wanted a woman who would make you feel unquestioned. Kinabukasan, nagpulong ang buong board ng Montenegro Health Tech sa central headquarters sa Bonifacio Global City. Hindi pinayagang preside si Rafael dahil siya mismo ang paksa ng governance review. Ang independent director na si Arturo Garcia ang namuno. Sa unang bahagi ng pulong, ipinakita ang evidence summary, ang altered nomination, undisclosed relationship ni Rafael at Sabrina, Project Aurora's undervalued shares, ownership ng Velasco Meridian, advisory fees kay Dante. At succession messages, hindi pa final ang mga criminal findings. Ngunit sapat ang corporate records upang patunayang may malalim na conflict of interest. The question before us is not whether Rafael personally designed the dilution scheme. Sabi ni Arturo, the question is whether his conduct as CEO enabled conflicted officers to bypass governance and whether he used corporate authority to misrepresent company history. Pinayagan si Rafael na magsalita. I did not know Sabrina's brother controlled Velasco Meridian. I did not know Dante intended to dilute Amara Horizon below 25%. I believe Project Aurora was necessary for regional expansion. Why did you not request complete beneficial ownership disclosure? Tanong ng isang direktor. Dante said it was being finalized. Why approve the public announcement before review? We needed momentum after the award. Why was Sabrina given authority over a transaction involving her family? I did not know the family connection. Why was your wife's name removed from the nomination? Sa tanong na iyon, matagal siyang natahimik. I believe the company needed a simpler public narrative. Did you know Bella created the original architecture? Yes. Did you know her company owned the patent I knew there was a Navarro license? Did you approve Sabrina being described as project visionary? Yes. Then that part was not ignorance. Sa kabilang dulo ng mesa, tahimik na nakaupo si Bella bilang controlling representative ng Amara Horizon. Hindi siya bumoto sa usaping direktang may kaugnayan sa asawa upang maiwasan ang personal conflict. Sa halip, binasa ni Mateo ang formal position ng fund, suportado nila ang independent investigation. Proteksiyon sa mga empleyado at pagpapatuloy ng serbisyo sa mga public hospital. Hindi nila hinihingi ang agarang pagbagsak ng kumpanya o pag-alis ng lahat ng Montenegro family shareholders. The fund invested in a healthcare mission, not in a marriage. Sabi niya, our priority is continuity of care, protection of intellectual property, and lawful governance. Sumunod na tinawag si Mika upang ipaliwanag kung paano binago ang nomination file. Humarap siya sa board kasama ang sariling abogado. I was instructed by Sabrina's office to replace the original project history. Sabi niya, when I questioned why Ma'am Bella's name was removed, I was told the CEO wanted one clear story. Ipinakita niya ang emails. Track changes at version history. Sa isang mensahe mula sa executive assistant ni Rafael ay nakasulat CEO approved the revised recipient list. No reference to Bella or Amara Horizon in public materials. Did Rafael personally send this tanong ni Arturo? It came from his office after a meeting with Sabrina. Inamin ni Rafael na nakita niya ang recipient list at hindi ito tinutulan. I did not review the technical appendix. But you reviewed who would receive the award. Sagot ng direktor. Yes? Agad na kinansela ng HR committee ang suspension ni Mika at naglabas ng anti-retaliation order. Ang HR director na nagpadala ng notice sa kanya ay inatasang ipaliwanag kung kaninong utos iyon ginawa. Lumabas na ang instruction ay galing kay Sabrina. Gamit ang authority na ibinigay sa kanya ni Rafael bilang executive sponsor ng awards campaign. Hindi pinayagan ni Bella na bigyan si Mika ng promotion bilang kapalit ng testimonya. Her career should be reviewed on merit. Sabi niya, protecting her from punishment is justice. Rewarding her for saying what we want could become another form of control. Sa halip, inutusan ng board ang independent HR panel na tiyaking hindi maaapektuhan ang kaniyang trabaho. Benepisyo o evaluation dahil sa pagbibigay ng totoong records. Pagkatapos ng 4 na oras, naglabas ang board ng interim decisions. Si Dante ay sinuspinde bilang CFO. Binawi ang access sa treasury at inilipat sa external auditors ang lahat ng financial records. Si Sabrina ay tinanggal bilang Chief Brand Strategist dahil sa false representation, undisclosed related party interest, at pagtatangkang gumamit ng corporate communications upang agawin ang authorship ng proyekto. Kinansela ang lahat ng unvested options niya at pinagbawalang makipag-ugnayan sa staff na maaaring maging witnesses. Ang Project Aurora ay formal na isinara habang wala pang bagong independent proposal. Ang Velasco Meridian Ventures ay tinanggal sa approved partner list at isinangguni sa regulators ang misleading ownership disclosure. Para kay Rafael, mas mabigat ang naging desisyon sa boto ng independent directors. Sinuspinde siya bilang CEO habang nagpapatuloy ang full ethics and governance review. Inalis ang authority niya sa executive hiring, komunikasyon, financing at board agenda. Isang interim operating committee ang itinalaga upang matiyak na walang maaantalang telemedicine service, gamot o hospital support. This is not a declaration that you join the conspiracy. Paliwanag ni Arturo. It is recognition that your undisclosed relationship, negligent approvals, and deliberate misrepresentation compromise your ability to lead an independent investigation. Tumayo si Rafael. The company bears my name. The company also bears obligations to patients, employees, and shareholders. Sagot ni Arturo. A name is not a license to govern without accountability. You are allowing my wife's fund to remove me. Mrs. Navarro Montenegro abstained from the vote concerning your suspension. But her disclosure caused all of this. Doon unang nagsalita si Bella. My disclosure did not create your decisions. You waited until the gala. The awards council completed verification that day. Project Aurora had already been challenged for weeks. You could have warned me that Sabrina was using me. You had the original nomination, the investment agreement, and the conflict disclosure obligations. How many warnings should a CEO require before he reads what he approves? Pagkatapos ng board meeting, hinarap ni Rafael si Sabrina sa isang conference room habang naroon sina Selena at company counsel bilang witnesses. Wala na ang lambing sa boses niya. You are no longer authorized to represent the company. I heard the decision. You planned to make Dante CEO. Temporarily? And you would become COO. The board needed leadership that understood regional expansion. You mean leadership that gave your family discounted shares? Do not pretend Bella's fund is morally pure. She kept control hidden inside a trust. Her ownership was disclosed. Yours was concealed. Napangiti si Sabrina ng mapait. Now you defend her. I am stating a fact. Too late. Rafael, you erased her in front of the world? Do you think learning that I betrayed you makes you loyal to her again? Wala siyang sagot. Kinuha ni Sabrina ang personal bag niya at lumakad patungo sa pinto. Bago lumabas, huminto siya sa tabi ni Bella. You think you won because your name returned to the screen. This was never a competition for Rafael. Sagot ni Bella. Then why destroy everything I froze one conflicted transaction? The people who lied, hid ownership and rewrote records created the consequences. You enjoyed watching me lose the award. I never took the company trophy from you. I asked that the record identify who actually built the project. You always act calm so no one sees how powerful you are. Power without restraint is what brought all of you here. Nang gabing iyon, hiniling ni Rafael na makausap si Bella nang walang abogado. Ngunit tumanggi siya hanggat may ongoing governance case. Pumayag siyang makipag-usap sa isang private meeting room na may mediator. Umupo siya sa tapat ng asawa. Wala na ang tuksedo at confident CEO posture. I know I failed to credit you. Sabi niya. You did not merely forget. I was afraid the company would always be seen as yours. So you made sure I was seen as nothing. I wanted one achievement that did not depend on the Navarro name. Then you should have built it without taking Navarro capital. Patents, hospital relationships and labor, and then pretending they came from Sabrina. I can correct the record. Sabi niya. The awards council already did. I can issue a public apology. You should, because the employees and hospitals deserve the truth. Will that help us? Do not use accountability as a negotiation for marriage. Napayuko siya. The board may permanently remove me. Your statement matters. I will give an accurate statement. Can you say the award change was a communications misunderstanding? Tumingin siya ng diretso sa kaniya. Was my name removed by accident? No. Was Sabrina brought on stage by accident? No. Did you accidentally call her the woman whose vision made Luna's Link possible? Hindi siya sumagot. Bella. I was confused about what the public story should be. You were not confused. You knew exactly which woman you wanted the public to see. I made the wrong choice. Yes? Then say that. Do not say I intended to steal from you. I will say what happened. You approved the false nomination. Erased the documented architect and gave her personal history to another woman because that version made you feel more powerful. Mas lalong humina ang boses ni Rafael. I may lose everything. No. You may lose the role you misused. The company, employees and Luna's Link can survive. And our marriage. That was already being dismantled while you stood on stage holding Sabrina's hand. Hinawakan niya ang gilid ng mesa. Please tell the board it was only a misunderstanding. Kalmadong tumayo si Bella. You did not accidentally give away my award. Sabi niya. You chose the woman you wanted the world to see and erased the wife who built the reason you were standing there. Iniwan niya si Rafael sa meeting room kasama ang suspension notice at ang programang minsang walang pangalan niya. Sa labas, ina-update ng Awards Council ang official archive. Muling inilagay ang pangalan ni Bella, pati ang mga engineer, nurse, hospital partner at program staff na tinanggal sa pinaikling kwento ni na Rafael at Sabrina. Sa unang pagkakataon, hindi na lamang ang taong may hawak ng trophy ang makikita sa kasaysayan ng Luna's Link. Makikita na rin ang mga taong tunay na nagbigay rito ng dahilan upang umiral. Lumipas ang 10 buwan bago natapos ang independent governance review. Securities investigation at forensic audit na nagsimula matapos ang Philippine Enterprise Leadership Awards sa panahong iyon. Hindi tumigil ang operasyon ng Lunas Link. Patuloy na kumonekta ang mga doktor sa Manila sa mga rural clinics sa Palawan, Samar at maliliit na isla sa Visayas. Ang mga gamot ay naipadala pa rin sa mga komunidad na walang regular na specialist. At walang hospital contract na biglang kinansela dahil sa kaguluhan sa boardroom. Iyon ang unang kondisyon ni Bella nang gamitin ng Amara Horizon ang investor protection rights nito. Patients must not become collateral damage in a fight between executives. Sabi niya. The people using Lunas Link did not erase anyone's name, manipulate shares, or lie on a stage. Sa halip na kunin ang kontrol sa araw-araw na operasyon? Sinuportahan niya ang Independent Operating Committee at naglaan ng emergency funding upang matiyak na walang empleyadong mawawalan ng suweldo habang iniimbestigahan ang dating leadership. Kinumpirma ng final audit na idinisenyo ang Project Aurora upang ilipat ang kapangyarihan sa isang maliit na grupo sa ilalim ng anyo ng international expansion. Ang proposed preferred shares ay labis na minura. May conversion rights na magpapababa sa voting influence ng Amara Horizon at may board privileges na mas malaki kaysa sa capital na aktual na ilalabas ng Velasco Meridian Ventures. Napatunayan ding hindi independent investor ang kumpanya. Ang gikapatid ni Sabrina na si Nico Velasco ang giuchimate economic participant. Habang may side agreement si Sabrina para sa equity options at regional leadership role. Ang planong joint venture ay maglilipat sa bagong entity ng future improvements sa Lunas Link kahit ang pangunahing technology ay hindi pag-aari ng Montenegro Health Tech. They attempted to transfer rights the company had only borrowed under conditions. Paliwanag ni Attorney Selena sa final board hearing. A license is permission to use. It is not permission to steal. Mas mabigat ang naging kaso laban kay Dante Rosales. Natuklasan ng forensic accountants na may success fee ang kaniyang family-linked advisory company kapag bumaba sa ilalim ng 25% ang voting interest ng Amara Horizon. May iba pang payments na inilagay bilang strategic transition expenses. Ngunit walang aktual na service reports o deliverables. Nakuha rin ng mga email kung saan pinapabilis niya ang share issuance bago malaman ng ibang institutional investors ang totoong ownership ng Velasco Meridian. Formal siyang tinanggal bilang CFO. Kinansela ang unvested benefits at isinangguni sa regulators ang potential securities fraud, false disclosure at breach of fiduciary duty. Hindi pa agad naglabas ng final criminal judgment ang hukuman. Ngunit ang ebidensiya ay sapat upang permanenteng alisin siya sa anumang posisyon sa Montenegro Health Tech. Si Sabrina naman ay naharap sa dalawang magkaibang uri ng pananagutan. Sa corporate review, napatunayang pinangasiwaan niya ang pagbabago ng award nomination. Ginamit ang personal na kwento ni Bella bilang sarili at itinago ang interes ng pamilya niya sa Project Aurora. Sa governance records, malinaw ding pinlano niyang gamitin ang public appearance nila ni Rafael upang patunayan ang undisclosed relationship at pagkatapos ay kitschwat ang ethics clause laban sa CEO. Kinansela ang kanyang stock options. Inalis siya sa lahat ng company projects at ipinagbawal ang anumang future consulting relationship sa Montenegro Health Tech. Hiniling ng Awards Council na ibalik niya ang personalized recipient plaque na ibinigay sa kaniya sa gala. Ngunit nanatili sa kumpanya ang pangunahing trophy dahil kinilala nito ang collective work ng buong Lunas Link team. Sa huling administrative hearing, sinubukan ni Sabrina na sabihing bahagi lamang ng branding ang paggamit niya sa kwento ng ina ni Bella. Corporate storytelling often combines real experiences. Paliwanag niya. Ngunit inilabas ni Dr. Elena ang original speech at track revisions. You did not say the project was inspired by a family's experience. Sabi niya. You said the experience happened to you. You accepted applause for another woman's loss. Walang financial formula o legal structure ang makapagtatago sa simpleng katotohanang iyon. Hindi siya ang nagdisenyo ng prototype. Hindi siya ang nagpondo sa unang field trial, at hindi siya ang anak na nawalan ng ina. Ang pinakamalaking parusang natanggap niya ay hindi ang pagkawala ng award, kundi ang pagkawala ng kontrol sa kuwentong itinayo niya sa pangalan ng iba. Hindi rin nakabalik si Rafael sa posisyon bilang CEO. Sa final ethics review, kinilala ng board na hindi siya bahagi ng lihim na ownership ni Velasco Meridian at hindi niya dinisenyo ang dilution structure. Ngunit napatunayan na pinahintulutan niyang mamuno si Sabrina sa isang transaksiyong may personal conflict. Hindi niya binasa ng maayos ang investor protections at sadyang inaprobahan ang pagtanggal sa pangalan ni Bella mula sa award nomination. Mas masahol, ginamit niya ang corporate communications upang bumuo ng isang kasaysayang mas pabor sa kaniyang imahe. Sa final vote, permanente siyang inalis bilang chief executive at executive director. Pinanatili niya ang personal shares na legal na pag-aari niya. Ngunit wala na siyang authority sa fundraising, media strategy, intellectual property o employment decisions. Ang board ay nagtalaga kay Dr. Marisa de la Cruz, isang healthcare technology executive at dating hospital administrator, bilang bagong independent CEO. Hindi siya miyembro ng pamilya Montenegro o Navarro at wala siyang dating ugnayan sa Amara Horizon. Sa kaniyang unang press conference, sinabi niyang hindi mabubuhay ang isang healthcare company sa charisma lamang. Patients do not receive treatment from speeches. Sabi niya, they receive treatment from engineers, nurses, doctors, logistics workers and investors who honor the mission after the cameras are gone. Ipinatupad niya ang bagong related party policy, mandatory ownership disclosures at independent review para sa lahat ng intellectual property transactions. Wala nang executive ang maaaring baguhin ang official history ng proyekto nang walang pagsang-ayon ng technical at program teams. Formal na kinansela ang Project Aurora. Sa halip, naghanda ang kumpanya ng mas maliit at transparent na expansion round na bukas sa maraming institutional investors. Walang discounted control shares. Walang lihim na options para sa executives. At walang automatic transfer ng technology. Nanatiling pag-aari ng Navarro Biomedical Innovations ang pangunahing patent. Ngunit pinahaba ni Bella ang license ng Montenegro Health Tech sa ilalim ng mas malinaw na public health commitments. Kabilang sa mga kondisyon ang mababang presyo para sa public hospitals, mahigpit na proteksiyon sa patient data at guaranteed funding para sa island clinics. I will not punish the patients because executives tried to misuse the license. Sabi niya, the technology was created to close distance between doctors and families, not to become a weapon in a marriage. Si Mika Torres ay ganap na ibinalik sa trabaho matapos kanselahin ang retaliation notice laban sa kaniya. Sa halip na bigyan siya ng agarang promotion bilang gantimpala sa testimonya, dumaan siya sa normal na performance review at napiling maging Senior Program Integrity Manager dahil sa dating niyang record sa hospital coordination. Naging tungkulin niya ang pagprotekta sa source documents, project histories at community commitments upang hindi na muling mabura ang mga kontribusyon ng technical staff. Sa isang maliit na ceremony, sinabi ni Bella, Mika did not save my reputation. She protected an accurate record when powerful people wanted a convenient one. Sumagot ang batang empleyado. I was afraid I would lose my job. Courage is not the absence of fear. Sabi ni Bella, it is refusing to sell the truth for temporary safety. Inayos din ng Awards Council ang Permanent Digital Archive. Sa official citation ng Healthcare Innovation Company of the Year, nakalista na ang buong LunasLink Founding and Implementation Team Bella bilang Innovation Architect at Patent Owner. Ang mga engineering leads, mga nurse at public hospital partners. Si Rafael bilang Founding CEO at Fundraising Lead. at ang mga program manager na nagpatakbo ng expansion. Hindi binura ang tunay na kontribusyon ni Rafael dahil lamang sa kaniyang pagkakamali. Correcting history does not require replacing one lie with another. Sabi ni Bella, he built parts of this company. He simply had no right to erase everyone else. Ang special award ni Bella ay inilagay sa Amara Horizon office. Hindi sa pribadong bahay. Kasama ang mga larawan ng unang clinic teams at pilot patients. Samantala, tuluyang natapos ang kasal ni Bella at Rafael. Sa settlement, malinaw na hiwalay ang controlling interest sa Navarro Legacy Trust at ang personal shares ni Rafael sa Montenegro Health Tech. Hindi hiniling ni Bella ang kaniyang shares at hindi rin ginamit ang investment power upang pigilan siyang kumita bilang shareholder. Hiniling lamang niya ang patas na paghahati ng kanilang personal marital property. Full disclosure at formal na pagtatapos ng ugnayan. Sa kanilang huling mediation, sinabi ni Rafael, I kept telling myself I was protecting the company's story. You were protecting the story where you were the only hero. Sagot niya, I was afraid people would say I succeeded because of you. So, you tried to prove independence by depending on my money while hiding my name. I regret bringing Sabrina on stage. Sabi niya, do you regret the woman or the decision both? The important question is whether you understand why you made the decision. Napatingin siya sa kamay. She made me feel admired. And I made you feel accountable. I thought accountability meant you did not believe in me. I invested 8 billion pesos and gave you years to lead. That was belief. Refusing to worship you was not betrayal. Matagal siyang natahimik. Can we begin again without the company between us? The company was never between us. Your need to erase me was... Hindi agad humingi si Rafael ng kapatawaran. Sa pagkakataong iyon, sinabi lamang niyang naiintindihan niyang hindi sapat ang public apology upang ayusin ang isang pribadong kasal. Tinanggap niya ang permanent board decision at nagsimulang magtrabaho bilang advisor sa isang maliit na health services startup. Walang executive title at walang media team. Sa isang written statement, kinilala niyang si Bella at ang original development team ang bumuo ng Lunas Link at inamin niyang mali ang approval niya sa revised nomination. Hindi iyon nagbalik sa kaniya sa CEO seat o sa buhay ng asawa. Ngunit sa unang pagkakataon, sinabi niya ang totoo, nang walang kapalit na hinihingi. Pinalawak ni Bella ang Amara Horizon upang suportahan ang mga innovator na madalas hindi nakikita sa likod ng matagumpay na kumpanya, mga engineer, researcher, nurse, community organizer at babaeng co-founder na nawawala ang pangalan kapag nagsimulang maging sikat ang lalaking CEO. Itinatag niya ang Visible Builders Initiative, na nag-aata sa mga portfolio company na magpanatili ng verified contribution records at malinaw na authorship policies. Hindi maaaring gamitin ng investment fund upang diktahan kung sino ang magiging celebrity. Ngunit maaari nitong hingin na hindi magsinungaling ang mga kumpanya tungkol sa pinagmulan ng kanilang produkto. Recognition is not vanity when someone else is using your silence to take ownership. Sabi niya sa unang forum ng programa. Isang taon matapos ang gala, bumalik si Bella sa parehong hotel para sa Philippine Enterprise Leadership Awards. Sa pagkakataong iyon, hindi siya nakaupo sa likod bilang asawa ng CEO. Inimbitahan siya bilang presenter para sa isang award na kumikilala sa community health innovators. Bago siya umakyat sa stage, nakita niya sa lobby ang lumang larawan mula sa nakaraang taon si Rafael at Sabrina na parehong nakahawak sa company trophy. Habang hindi nakikita sa frame ang Table 14, sa tabi nito ay ang updated official display na may larawan ng buong Lunas Link team, mga doktor, nurse, engineer, hospital partner, Mika, Bella, at maging si Rafael sa tamang papel bilang founding CEO. Matapos ang programa, Tinanong siya ng isang reporter kung bakit hindi niya kinuha para sa sarili ang company trophy nang mabunyag ang katotohanan. A trophy can be placed in the wrong hands for one night. Sagot ni Bella. Ownership. Work and truth are harder to steal. Did becoming publicly known as the largest investor change you? No. It changed what other people were forced to acknowledge. I was the same person when they placed me at the back table. Do you wish you had stepped into the spotlight sooner? Tumingin siya sa entablado kung saan minsang binura ang pangalan niya. I spent years standing behind my husband so he could shine. Sabi niya. I did not realize he had begun using my shadow to hide the people who built the light. Pagkatapos ay lumakad siya patungo sa bagong pangkat ng mga nurse at engineer na naghihintay upang ipakilala sa mga investor. Hindi bilang tahimik na asawa ang dapat manatili sa likod. Hindi bilang babaeng kailangang ipakita ang laki ng kanyang investment upang magkaroon ng boses. Kundi bilang tagapagtanggol ng isang simpleng prinsipyo. Maaaring hawakan ng maling tao ang microphone, trophy at palakpakan sa loob ng isang gabi. Ngunit kapag kumpleto ang mga dokumento, buhay ang mga saksi, at may isang taong handang tumayo sa sariling pangalan, hindi maaaring burahin magpakailanman ang taong tunay na gumawa ng dahilan upang maipagdiwang